officer. Everything cool, officer.
Give it to me. Yeah. No one's gonna show.
Hey, wait a minute.
Give it to me.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
You said you were a nice guy, all proper and polite, but then you made your move on me in the middle of the night. You caught me by surprise with your sudden advance. Didn't expect you to take such a naughty stance. So you came in my ass without any warning, slipped in my back door first thing in the morning. You came in my ass, gave me such a fright. You know you roll that way, but you hit that shit just right.
Welcome back. Friday. It's also Microsoft Surface Friday. I remember when NIHAP told me to try killing the battery and then charging it and seeing if there's some way to, and I was like, you know how many times I'd probably have to turn it on and off for me preparing. What is, oh, never mind, it's off. Yeah, that's NIHAP. That's actually relatively easy to kill the battery on it because that's what it sits and does all day long. Sometimes it says preparing to repair, and sometimes you just see, look at the surface. It just says surface and off it goes. I actually have a thumbprint on it, or a fingerprint on it right there, because I've been trying. See, this whole let's put Linux on it thing isn't going to happen, because even if you can find me the somebody that did that, that's great. But the problem is when you're in a kerfuffle like I am, and you get roughly 2.5 seconds. That's all the time I get to try to do anything on it. I know. Let me pour this. It takes more than 2.5 seconds to get through all of the prompts to tell it to boot from something more. Right now it's the solid state drive. That's all it's allowed to boot from. To try to change it over to the solid state drive and the USB port has turned into an exercise of 2.5 seconds is turning out to be, I'm the only one that can start and finish in 2.5 seconds, if you know what I mean. Smells like fresh raspberries from Grandma's booze hut. Cheers. Oh. See, I told myself, self? Yes, dickhead? This is probably going to be my favorite. So I got home from my haircut appointment faster than I had planned on. There was a unmarked Minnesota Highway Patrol sitting. See, in this particular case, he was on the northbound lane. NIHAP, exactly where I said they always sit, right before you go into the tunnel. He's right there, looking for people going north. Thankfully, I was going south. There was a kid that was on a crotch rocket that went from I never saw him to he caught up to me in a short amount of time. I can guarantee you what, when he saw the cop, I bet you had to fish most of the seat of his bike out of his butthole. Me, I was like, he's already in the wrong lane, and he's got a medium. The best he could possibly do is back all the way up the ramp, come across, and get onto the on-ramp on the southbound side. I'm sorry. Vivian isn't going to wait around long enough for that to take place. Oof. No. Yes. Maybe. No. Okay. Let me show you exactly what I'm dealing with. If you press the power button, nothing happens. If you press and hold the power button, nothing happens. You have to hit the volume up button, which the amount of tactile response, press and hold, then you can press the power and let go. Now it's like 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, okay. And I have to press right here to turn it to alternate boot. And nope, that's it. Time's up, bitch. And once again, I learned the hard way. There is a little chip. I mean, I've owned this thing for years. I mean, it very seldom leaves the house. In a scenario of going to Jolson's, I wanted it for reading comments, doing internet stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still use it. I thought I had it forced to not do any updates. We might be where we are because it might have done an update, even though it's not authorized to do updates without my sole written permission. But there's like this little chip in the screen, and I think that might have been another repercussions of the wedding ring during one of my why aren't you not turning on moments. I know I'm Irish and I'm very good at it. Today's fun is provided by Sharky didn't shoot this, but he did fuck it up, and a Glock 23, which I think I carried it a little bit, but I tell you, these days, I'm sorry, but certain things have made it so that yeah. HK VP9, get some. And another thing, NIHAP, thanks for making me sad. This is, where are you? This is what the Ishapar is supposed to look like. Sorry, big titty lady. I will try to set this. Okay. Basically, the stock is at the same height all the way across that side, and of those that have corrected, it's the Ishapar 2A1 Lee Ensfeld, chambered in 7.62 by 51. So that big gaping crack right there, the wood should be traveling across same height as that. There's a possibility that I could take and clean that out and see if I could find it almost looks like oak. I see now, looking at it more closely, that there's also a crack running right there on the thin part of the material. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's ain't gonna stop me from having fun with it. I think this thing is just an absolute blast from more than just that end. But thank you, NIHAP, for sending the picture of what it's really supposed to look like. I kind of figured, unless there was something really weird about that area, that that's what it did. Ooh, yeah. Oh my God, is right. I'm sure those are real. First in, let's see. Last in is Cobra. Oh, I must be on the wrong video. He's on the original hard tea. First in on Brat City Pills. Huh. We could touch tips. First in is Rich. Rich saying cheers all. Then Jolson says we need more cowbell. And Smile Money says, who is this we you speak of? Good point. If we want the cowbell so bad, go out to the fucking camper and ring it. Salty, Naked says as Naked Knights. Naked says and Naked says and Naked Knights. Multi-Gunman says 24/7 naked. You have achieved pro level nakedness. I don't know, there's just a couple of somethings that I really like about her. Not quite sure. Got another picture of her. I'm not quite sure if she's sitting in a Mustang or a Camaro. Bad says, greetings, Captain. 1 day left in this week. Well, for most people, you're approaching a minute until it's over. You're hired. Make me a sandwich. Mike says, cheers, man. Cheers, Mike. Smile Money says, top 10. I'll take your word for that. Mike says 5.5%. Oh, it's more. I originally said 5, and then I figured it's 3 sheep, and I stepped back to, like, what did I say, 4.8, 4.9, just because they can't do anal thing right. Smile Money, Matt can whittle you a section to repair that stock. He probably could. I mean, let's see, Smile Money says, the point system by the ATF never was approved. The brace rule was recently vacated, and the bump stock never got implemented. So the Constitution is working. Cobra says, shh, be careful.
Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden!
Yes. Fucking Joe Biden might send in a F-15 strike on you. And then he says back to Cobra, Sleepy Joe is more worried about Trump being officially president again and in control of appointments to the Supreme Court, keeping our constitutional safe. Smile Money, isn't that an actual sad thing to actually say and be true? That we have to have a good conservative patriot as president to make sure that our country stays safe and following the Constitution. It just shows you the true nature of a libtard. Because after all, liberalism is a mental disorder. Oh, I haven't even been paying attention. Has it happened since we did a controlled run on what 2.5 seconds looks like? Just as a reference, it's also the same duration as the last time I had sex. Then, so you're saying you have a like new alternator to sell on eBay or a fake book marketplace? I guess I could. I can guarantee you I wouldn't be the first person to sell something at either of those locations to be known problems. I mean, I guess technically, if someone said, does it work? I know it charges. Hey, do you have a big watt stereo system in your vehicle? I have the alternator for you. I mean, who gives a shit about 14.4 volts when 16.9 really gets the job done? You know, I'm sure there is a scenario where that would not be able to destroy, say, batteries instead of the battery. Honey, I realize you're working with what you got, but keep on working. Sorry, honey. So a suppressor is the only accessory you will not spend money on. Thanks for the clarification. Sometimes I do not translate Duluthian well, especially when you are agitated. Well, I never said that I wouldn't. I just really don't relish the idea when, honestly, I have things in the lineup I'd rather spend that kind of money on. Let's just say that I own every 2 of every 10mm pistol and carbine and rifle ever conceived, and there's nothing on my short list of rifles and pistols. I could see putting money aside and getting a can. I mean, most of my scenarios that involve the world turning upside down, yes, I mean, yeah, why not? You know, if you know you gotta go do some stuff to protect you and your family, yeah, you don't want a big ball of fire to let your enemy know where you are. Of course, that means that you, say, missed with the first shot, because, you know, every smartass on the internet knows that the only reason that you need a firearm is just to shoot it one time. So, if you have a rifle, it just needs to be a single shot, and all you left the house with is just one round. I mean, obviously, probably for some of the comments that you made about recoil have to be true, because I would say when I was at Sniper's Hide, 80% of everybody competing, you could tell who did not live in the free states. It's like, how come you don't have a can on your rifle? Because I live in a fucking unconstitutional piece of shit butthole licking state. Oh, so you're like in Illinois, California. Unfortunately, unfortunately we are adding to that list. That's why we really need to get these libtards out of power as soon as possible before our country is literally destroyed. I mean, there's more and more people, not just, say, the conservatives that I follow, that are honestly worried about World War III. And that it almost seems like it's almost something that the Biden administration needs, wants, or has to have. Meanwhile, you know, that evil orange man, you know, he got us in so many wars under his watch. I'm amazed that anybody even wants to vote for him. Oh yeah, that was 0. These aren't working out like I had hoped. Another thing, as part of full disclosure, is I lied again. I know this won't come as a surprise. I did the video. I haven't. I dumped it onto the computer as I busted ass to come down here to try to get this taken care of before Christine got home. But I did, like I said, I put the new Brennite 1,300 lumen, or 900 lumens more than the old one. And I did put it on Alice, as I said I would. It doesn't look anything different than the one that was on here, other than being 900 lumens brighter for, I think, the same cost that they were selling the first one for. I don't even know if you can even get it. They just simply, here it is. This is it now. I mean, I couldn't find. On their site, you have one choice. This one. And then I said I was probably going to leave well enough alone. Well enough alone is just a matter of turning one little screw. So oh, what did they change about this? Oh, this one does not have a spring, is not spring loaded like their final version. This is the prototype. I decided to take this off, and I will find a home for it. Off the top of my head, I couldn't think of one. I have momentarily thought about putting this. It's got a little smooch on the lenses from range time. I had momentarily thought about maybe putting this on the Justin rifle. The one that I have on there is pretty decent. I mean, I think it's I can't remember if it's a Through Night or a Fiachi that's on there right now. But of course, it's one that you have to. One of the main reasons I decided to leave it on there is because of all the damn work I went through. I had to route the line, I had to zip tie the line, I had to figure out something to hold the switch. I'm not even sure. I might have just zip tied that down too. Either way, pain in the ass compared to, oh look, this is all ready to go right on your rifle. You just simply put it on there. Oh, and then screw it on down. Well, here's would be a good example. I have it way back, and then there's that, that solvent trap that's in the way. Little bit of a shadow, but for the most part, just one big circle with that much in its way. I guess I should have shown this. I mean, I'm just cleaning this, so that's just like collecting on the oil. But that is a true example of what this flashlight is all about. One little neutral spot, but you're not losing out on. Here's what a typical flashlight would get you: is a big ass shadow while you're standing on your stairs, trying to figure out what the bump in the night was. Either way, I'm not leaving it on this. Maybe I'll just put all three of them on Alice. I could have one on each side and one on top. Here, let me float this out right alongside the Huber brake. Ask Christopher, Longwood Company, how that works out. I think he permanently damaged, I think it was a simulated GoPro. It wasn't a real GoPro. Had it out on Alice before she was originally christened, on a boom. And every time he squeezed the trigger, it disappeared in a fireball. That was actually pretty funny. Smile money. Eric, Hunter's tax fraud case is starting. Did you know that only about 298 people were charged with lying on the background check form in 2019 by the ATF? I could not find how many of them actually got jail time. It appears to be nearly non-existent. Again, I don't give a fuck. This whole thing is about looking the other way. And okay, so what is it that everybody has been talking about the statute of limitations being done and the DOJ cannot follow the paper trail? I heard that in the news. not trying to be a smart ass. I'm just telling you what I heard in the news. That the only charges being brought up against him were over the whole gun thing. The rest of it's out there that can lead back to daddy. Oh, I'm all for it. Because I could give a fuck. An absolute fuck about lying on the ATF form. As far as I'm concerned, the ATF can go... Let's see, what is the word? Go fuck themselves. Okay, do you honestly think that a person with problems, either criminal or mental, can't get a weapon? Didn't say what type of weapon, but get a weapon. Or just make it themselves. For fuck's sakes, all you need is a plastic container with a gallon of gasoline and a road flare. I hope the very first thing Trump does is cleans house in the FBI and discontinues the ATF. They haven't done a goddamn thing worth a shit. All they are is see, I really like this version of her. Her titties are calming, Smile Money. You can't even see any veins in this one. Maybe she had her titties retouched. But Sharky, a personal favorite look of hers. She looks fantastic. I don't even know what the fuck I was even talking about. Yeah, get rid of the ATF. Get rid of the ATF entirely. Jackbooted thugs does not get the job done discussing these pieces of shit. Their mission seems to be going after mainly law-abiding citizens. Explain to me how they can get their little erections, go to somebody's door. Well, first of all of their chest cameras conveniently weren't on. Then they taped over the Ring doorbell. No, the ATF is a bunch of pieces of shit. End them all. Let them go work as greeters at Walmart. Let them treat people at Walmart like they treat the law-abiding citizen and see how long they have a goddamn job. Then, do you want the best beer in the shop, or do you want to try and hold out to see if something else comes in for a review and age it first? Oh no, I gotta have it the way. Ooh yeah, I gotta have it the way it is. You know, full on, fresh. Multi-gunman, I'm here early. I'm on a roll. What kind of roll? Dinner roll? Cinnamon roll? I mean, why are you on it? Oh, yeah. Kind of looks a little bit like Ellie, but those boobs are much bigger than Ellie's. Smile Money. If the battery was not holding a charge and the alternator only works when the vehicle is running, wouldn't the battery not holding a charge prevent your car from starting? I think it was more likely gremlins. Do I look like a fucking mechanic? This is why I borned one. I don't even worry about oil changes anymore. I never thought I'd say that, to be honest. Hey, Sam. My car needs an oil change. Okay. Be up here at 4:15. Okay. Cheapo gun guy, there's no escape. We pay for the incompetence of our politicians. And? Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! May not be big, but I bet you they taste great. Matt Davis. Sounds good. Yep. Yep. What, Matt? Matt, I can just tell by what little Matt said that I am supposed to take a big old tank off of this. Yep. What Matt said. Oh yeah, gotta do a little show prep. Okay, something new, something different, something. If I was down at Jolson's right now, I'd have some bamboo. I have not had bamboo in a while. I mean, I have the XO. That doesn't taste anything like the other stuff. It just, it honestly tastes like whiskey. Whiskey. So Lily got her package. I sent her 3 knives. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Let's just say that some of the items that were sent got destroyed in the box, but the alcohol survived. Thank goodness. And she was totally, use an older word, jazzed. She was totally jazzed that I sent her 3 knives. And I sent her all 3 of them were extremely nice knives. One I said I would, smells fresh. Maybe not after, well, maybe after a round of putt. I sent her one that I said I would never get rid of, but it's my daughter. I sent her another one that I was saving for a special occasion, her birthday, I guess. And then there was the one that started this all, and that was the Banter from Wii. And I still have another one in here that I heated up the grips, and I did the Wicked Wax. And speaking of Wicked Wax, I think I'm going to try Wicked Waxing my leather belt to see if that goes away. Oh, yeah, another thing. As funny as this may be, considering I happen to know a famous author, I actually did not have all of his books until today. Excuse me, Alice, could you... Thanks. Thank you very much. I have them in the order in which he wrote them. Daddy Had to Say Goodbye. I feel this one's absolutely a must. If you are even capable of reading, I highly recommend Daddy Had to Say Goodbye. This would be the one that I really wish somehow he was discovered and they made it into a movie. Flesh of a Fraud. I have read that one. Harvest Season. I did not read that one. Altered Egos, I think I started reading that one. Let's just say I didn't read that one. Brothers of the Tattered Cloth, I have not read that one. The Judicial System is Guilty, The Raping of Lady Justice. I have not read that one, but this is the one that I want most to read right now. And I think... being that there's always alcohol involved, I don't know if I'm going to get to it, but my attempt is to get to it, and so I'm planning on bringing this with me when I go down to Jolson's. Then there's Betrayed, My Body Is Killing Me, Ghosts in Our Lockers, And of course, the latest was Murder in the Portal of Time Travel. The new his new book, the one that got sent off to his editor, is part 2 to this. And talk about a scheming little guy. What he did is the artwork for the new book. Obviously, it has a different title, but he's switching it around so that the wagon is at the See, basically, it'll look like that. This was a great book. I won't lie. And of course, his personal signing on the inside was touching. To Eric Bomey, ashes to ashes, motherfucker, David J. Brown. I mean, and then of course, hashtag be like Ed. Just for the record, not to try to make anybody feel guilty. But you should feel guilty. How many of you submitted stuff that got printed in this book and you don't own this book yet? A raise of hands? Yeah, I didn't think you'd want to raise your hand, but it's actually surprising. And David writes about quite a few of you guys in here. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's going to start this time. Preparing for never mind. Okay. Okay, I'll figure out a shot in a moment. McLean says, 5625, Eric, I must paint you. I remember the first time I did heroin. McLean, 5625, you said it all. It's the same damn number. Matt Davis, I think the Milwaukee duck knife was a better deal at 18. I'm trying to find some cheap shit knives to get for friends and family that will they'll keep in their car just in case. Hey, unfortunately it's not on me. It's upstairs on my dining room table. But that CRKT, the one that's bright orange, has a glass breaker on one end. That's a good one to get them, and it was not an expensive knife. $20 or something like that. My only complaint is, yes, absolutely. It hooked the seat on the dump truck for a job I don't have anymore, and it flexed the knife out and cracked the belt. The pocket clip on it busted off. The guts of it and the screws were still in the knife. Actually, I think they're still in the knife, but the pocket clip went. Ooh, it's warm. It's getting warm down here. Hey Google, what's the temperature outside?
The current temperature in Duluth is 62 degrees.
Hey, shit. Okay, Google, what's the temperature inside the house?
It's currently 75 degrees, and the thermostat is off. The thermostat is off, and it's currently 75 degrees.
Wow, I have deja vu. Don't take this the wrong way, but I would take the Mustang long before I took the girl. Matt Davis says B9. B9 is a miss. Tom says, that fucking cowbell. I couldn't say it any better, Tom. Ooh, home stretch. Could actually, ooh, yeah. I don't know. I'd have to see what her eyes look like. That Sheriff Buford T look. Well, I could get around it. I mean, nothing like a girl that's wearing something almost the thickness of a sweater where you can still see her nipples. I like that. Sharky says, cheers all, didn't shoot that, and look up, and did look up what it is. Ishapore. Sharky, isn't the Enfield from 1967 or something along those lines? So not the vintage, it's the last Enfield, as we found out. I know it's in the Enfield family. I don't know shit about old rifles, and I know it's called an Ishapore. Enfield, you know that thing. Come on, man. Sharky, we tried 223 through a air rifle can rated for a 22 long rifle to see what would happen. Well, we went back to the store and got a new can. No tax stamps or anything. Just an over-the-counter air rifle accessory. Anyone over 18 can own them over here. Yeah, it's... I mean, that's what Stripey used to say. He goes, if you guys can't see what the intent of your liberal shit government is, nobody's gonna be able to tell you. He's like, yeah, we have some shitty ass gun rules, but that's, and I told him, I said, that's why the best from your neck of the woods left and started ours, and I tell you, if these pieces of shit want to recreate it, then go somewhere else. If you're so afraid of what patriotism is, if you're so afraid of what our founding fathers started, fuck off and go start your own shithole somewhere else. Don't destroy it for true patriots. Yeah. She can eat crackers in bed for all I care. Okay. A little show prep. I kind of would just like to do a continuation of Christine's show, or a recap of Christine's show. All the people that didn't listen to her show. See, I don't understand what's going on. I mean, if it's just nobody listens anymore, then so be it. I get it. Maybe it's time to throw in the towel. But I tell you, from what John says, we still get just as many listeners of the blog shows. Like our country count is still way over the top. But I tell you, the chat room, I mean, what the hell was in Christine's chat room the other night? 3 people? David? I think Rich was there? J-Dog? Not much. And I can't say that the last Locked and Loaded had shit for people. Abso-fucking-lutely. And she can wear the bunny ears or whatever they are. I don't even, not bunny ears, rat ears? I don't give a crap. Sharky says, echo, 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 7. E7 is a hit. And still waiting on some pick something. No. No. You know, Johnny Concho juice. Yeah, I'm sure those are real. Got, yeah. The one piece of protection that I just didn't want to wear today was the riding gloves. The thick ass jacket that could probably stop a .22 round, yes. Helmet, yes. But you can always tell the telltale signs of broom broom. But for some reason, not on this side. Harold would be proud. Harold, that is marks from the grips that you got me that say Vivian on them. And then that blister is from, I found some really good midget porn. And talk about upsetting the snake. But yeah. God, it almost looks. Those two, I like those two. The two on each end almost look like sisters. I mean, kind of like bookends. Like, that might have been her. And the boobs look familiar. I mean, they look good. Last comment, Sharky, SH. Classic grabbing outro. That's right. Good old Franken. Best thing that ever happened in Minnesota. Oh, was him leaving. Wow. Mike says, kimchi is good if cooked right. Well, like I said, there is several batches of kimchi available. Ooh, yeah. Available over at the, as Christine says, the Subi store, a.k.a. the hairy armpit store, and blue hair people. But the dude that spent quite a bit of time wherever kimchi got started and had stuff that was homemade by the locals, he said that the stuff, and I found out which one it was, it's actually one that has to be refrigerated versus just a can over there on the shelf filled full of preservatives. He said that was even better than some of the authentic stuff from fill in the blank, what country? I don't know. Hey Google, where did kimchi come from?
Korea.
Thanks.
Just doing my job.
Yeah, so evidently he told me he was over in Korea and some of the best he's ever had, and then he had this stuff and he said it was even better than some of the stuff that he had over there. So the only time in my entire life I've ever had is when my uncle Billy made some and gave it to me. I think he gave it to me the same time that he gave me that kit on making your own hot sauce, which is, yeah. Hey, at least I know where it is. Nice boobalage. Yeah. My guess is, well, it's hard to tell if the drapes match the carpet. Smile Money says, cheers, Clippers. End of a normal work week for most Americans. Just another day of drinking and resting for Eric. Oh, hell no. I had to get my hair cut today. Cobra says, life is good, is a sub-comment. Rich says, cheers, Clevers. Cheers, Rich. There's the one. Now, what car has a shifter that looks like that? I've asked this question and nobody's answered it. It's either a Mustang or it's a Camaro. I don't know. Or maybe it's a Nissan. Okay, I give up. Cobra says here, probably on the wrong vid. Yeah, you are. Then he says, welcome to the clubhouse, everyone. Give a thumbs up. He's actually on the right video. This is, I can't tell what her name. Looks like a real Russian name. Looks like VR, maybe EEN. Take that instead. And then Cobra says, "Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden!" Then Jolson says the Two-Hearted Sunny Slopes Club needs more cowbell for the Supreme Court's reversal of the bump stock ban. You know, now that I think about it, my bad. I never got rid of mine. Shit, I thought it fell off a boat. That's all you get. Fucking cowbell. I'd go get it, but it really... Here's the funny thing. I will never put that... I could probably hit the green from here. I probably can drive. Hey, we can get tattoos on our first date. We'll probably stay together. I'll probably never put that on another rifle. But, and it's not even worth going to get. Then again, like everything, I gave so fucking little of a shit. You know, again, you gotta do what you gotta do. I realize you gotta do what you gotta do. I remember when some of this shit came out, people are taking the, their braces off their vehicles. They're taking their braces off their rifles or pistols. Yeah, be one of those people. I put just to say fuck you, ATF. I put a brace on a rifle. What are you gonna do about it, bitch? Yeah, I never moved anything. I never hid anything. A tyrannical, unconstitutional arm of the jackbooted thugs. the Constitution should be upheld. She looks like she's taking a shit. If I knew where this picture was, I'd remove it. She's like going, God damn it! Fucking A, burrito's about to hit. Sorry about your door handle on your Nova. Okay. The question, Jolson, is what are you supposed to do about stuff? What if the Supreme Court says, you know what, Governor Walnuts, Governor Douchestain, the Supreme Court says you can't stop people from having a binary trigger by, I mean, it, him, her, his, yeah, what a, you know, I mean, look at what happened in New York. New York just said, you know what, I don't give a fuck what the Supreme Court says. You still can't have constitutional carry. You can't have a conceal and carry. You can't carry because we're paranoid liberals. We know what a true American's gonna do with them guns when we tax them 99.9%. They're gonna kill us. Exactly what our founding fathers wanted us to do. Our founding fathers were simply hoping that more people had fucking balls and cared about this country, as opposed to the total douche knobs that are like going, oh my god, we can't have more than 10 rounds, there's no reason, oh, you can't have that, you shouldn't have that, they've said that you shouldn't have that piece of plastic on your gun, you shouldn't, I don't even understand why we're even talking about this. I gotta go home and put things in my asshole because the government says so. Fuck you. Founding fathers, I stand with our founding fathers. And you libtards, it's quite clear exactly what our founding fathers wanted us to do with them there rifles. We wanted to make sure that we never had to have this discussion, but yet here we are. Let's see, I'm going to double check. Ooh. 50 seconds ago, Mike says, you got to give me the Ruger 5.7. Mike, I hate to catch you up on this, but that Ruger 5.7 is long gone. So, Mike, if you were going to be able to trade me the Ruger 5.7 for a 10 millimeter Springfield 1911, otherwise I'm sorry to say that it's been re-seen as this. I guess me and Alice are gonna have to go hang out. Can you see it? No. Sharky, god damn it. Okay. Let me check one more time. Is the light green? Yes, it is. Trap's clean. I never did tell you what I think about this. I really like this. It tastes like legitimate raspberry tea. But then we add the fact that it's 5% by volume, and I did grin. So on the non-E scale, yes. I would give this a 9. I mean, I've had some shit that was a lot higher in alcohol content, and yet you still are like going, where is the booze? But yeah, that's very good, and I hope seriously, There's at least 2 books. Happen to be these 2 that you guys at least show some interest in. But I still very highly recommend Daddy Had to Say Goodbye. I'm not saying that the rest of it, but considering what David accomplished with his first book, I don't know. Take my word for it. I mean, if I say something that you don't like or pisses you off or remotely wrong, you'll jump my shit, but don't take a recommendation. Don't take a legitimate Hey, can you do math? What's go fuck yourself times 2?